Hello to all our dear friends here in Global Networking. We are All Ladies League. We're so thrilled to have you today, August 2nd, and this is a meditation practice. It's already, I think it's our fifth meditation practice, and we are guided by our coach and teacher, Anissa. Welcome, Anissa.
Thank you so
And
much.
as you can see, Anissa is here with us, and we're so happy to be able to see you. And I know that we can all feel this here too. So we're hoping to create a great environment, even if it's just us, but we want to create this really, really wonderful environment. With us today, for the first time since I have been here, we have Namrata. Namrata, I want to introduce you, and I would like you to tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm Namrata. I'm from India, Hyderabad. Thank you for having me here, Virginia. And I am Wiki President, Telangana CSR Council, heading council of 14 council members from India. And yeah, excited to be part of this meditation class for the first time. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And then we have Dr. Anita Caprice, that we love her, and we've had her here with us before. Welcome, Anita.
Thank you so much, and I love you too, beautiful. And I love you, beautiful sisters, and everybody looking out there. Yes, I'm Anita Caprice, Dr. Anita Caprice. I'm a mom of beautiful, beautiful twin girls and two handsome sons-in-laws and precious 5. And what can I say? I wear many hats, and I love each and every one of them. And I'm just so excited to be here and learn from my sister, Anissa.
I think we're all so excited today. I think we really needed this moment with Anissa. So Anissa, this is your space, and we are all connected through beautiful energy. So I want to make sure that we have enough time to do our practice, and we will, whenever you find a moment that you think that we can, we can take a little pause, then we'll have each one of our sisters here talk a little bit about how meditation really impacts their life. But I think that we should start with you so we can take advantage of every moment together.
Thank you so much. First things, I just want to check if you hear me correctly and nicely. Is it fine, the voice?
Good.
Okay, fantastic, because they're the new headphones. So thank you so much, Virginia, Namrata, and Anita. And it's always a mutual learning. So we come and share, and that's the beauty of being together and having this space. As Virginia mentioned, that's the 5th session, and I would like to give a title each time to give a little bit of direction to our meditation. So I would like to focus on compassion and self-needs, so the needs that we have. Is it fine for you? Do you like the subject for this time? Oh, you cannot hear me, so let me just have my microphone out. Maybe now it's better. Can you hear me better? Yeah, I think they're my headphones. So I was telling that this time I would like to talk a little bit about compassion. So compassion, meditation around compassion, and understand the benefit that can bring to our life. I just want to give a small introduction and then leave the space to Namrat and Anita to tell and talk about their experience about this topic, and then do a 5 minutes practice, because we talk and talk, but at the end, when we start practicing, really it becomes part of us. I just like to start from a personal experience. The last months we have been going through difficulties and family health problem, and even more, it was a confirmation how compassion and self-compassion, not only compassion for other members of family, friends, or society, but how self-compassion can bring calm and peace and inner joy, and eventually find the answer. So again, meditating doesn't mean to just sit and do not react. It's kind of having a peace and being harmony and then receive an answer. So in a self-compassion practice, we observe really our thoughts and whatever comes initially with kindness, and we hold it with compassion. And what does compassion mean? I would like to give my version, and I would like then later ask from other sisters present here what you think, because there is no right and wrong, of course. There are different versions of the things and how we see that. So compassion, in my opinion, and what works for me is to observe without judgment. It's like I see it like a mom holding a baby in with no judgment, with no analyzing, with no regret, with not telling that you have been wrong. Observation with heart. So I believe that if we see it in that state, maybe initially we can start by sitting in a state of compassion, and then when we start really to be very good at it, we can do it in each moment. But initially, if we just sit in that state of compassion and see what comes and what goes, many discovery, many answer we can have. So for example, I tell you about myself in the past months that we have seen, health issue of a family member. So I had to sit with myself and see what is there. And some thoughts was like, you're not doing enough, you need to do more. Or from the other side was like, Anissa, you need to teach meditation, you need to contact your clients, and you need to plan some courses. And from the other side, the time is limited. So sitting with that thoughts and giving them some love and kindness, I was able to say, okay, maybe now I can give time to this, or maybe I can prioritize that in a way that there is no anger or there is no regret. Oh my God, I'm not going live. I used to go live twice or once per week and give meditation, talk to people. I'm not going live, I'm losing clients or whatever. I said, no, that's all fine. What is really important, it's it's the health and whatever. So it helps a lot, to see the situation how it is, to hold it without getting angry, without getting emotional, and without regret. So I just want to stop here and ask other sisters present here, what is your experience with compassion meditation? Is it something that you practice?
I don't, Namata, did you want to? Well,
sure.
Okay.
Sure, either and whatever and whosoever can go first. Okay, I'll take what I have seen meditation, as the word says, like mediator. So first of all, I consider myself have to be a kind of a mediator between self, the inner self, and the cosmos. So now, what is the role of a mediator? To first disconnect from all the other kind of distractions. So if phone is a mediator, if phone will have all the kind of distractions of power cuts or all other kind of noises, we will never be able to hear what the other person is saying. So to be a mediator between my own inner self and with the cosmos, I had my own introspection, maybe 7 or 8 years back. When I started meditating, I realized the importance of being in the present. I realized the true meaning of being in the present, what actually being in the present means. Being in the present even when I'm eating food, being in the present when I'm just sitting and just isolating myself from all the other kind of external distractions, and just having the connection with my own self, and I'm just leaving everything. And there I started with the compassion, with self-love, and just leaving everything and having the love and that purity with my own self. So that's what I realized, getting detached from the external distractions, getting even detached from the results, how it has affected me, how it has, improved my efficiency, my productivity in terms of day-to-day work or my office and all these kind of things. So that's why I realized it's very simple thing to understand. That's what I have understood. And whenever I get an opportunity to explain anyone, is just be a mediator and just be in the present. Be in the present and forget the result. Forget what is coming or what are you going to achieve. So simply this is what my learning is. How about you, Anita?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That is really first, beautiful Anissa. I want to say that I pray that the wellness in your family comes with speedy recovery and that everyone has a perfect healing. Okay, so that's what my prayer for you. Hey, Danica, Oneness and Wisdom sister, and then also hey, and then Eureka from Connecticut. Compassion, meditation, compassion for me, as I'm continuing on the beautiful journey, the meditation becomes organically just a part of life. And when it comes with compassion, I'm learning that we all have our own reality. And in the beauty of knowing that we all have our own reality, Don Miguel and Jose, his son, said it very beautifully. When I recognize that I have my own reality and that reality may be different from someone else's, that allows me to love on that if I have that right to have my reality, so does my sister, so does my brother. So what that helps me is to say, okay, I'm not looking at it from my perspective. I'm looking at it's teaching me to go outside of myself. Okay, it's teaching me to go outside of myself as opposed to go stronger, deeper within myself, so that when I'm going within myself, I'm able to see the bigger picture because I'm not looking at it through the naked eye. I'm trusting that I'm looking at it through my divine eye. And that's one of the things as far as compassion too, as well as that I understand that our human flawless, we have human flaws, and that's with everyone. How also we also have divine perfection. And one of the prayers, there are many divine prayers. One of the prayers, which is the Lord's Prayer, is forgive us our debt. And I've attributed that to be our karmic debt, our debt of not seeing other people through maybe their own eyes, our karmic debt of thinking that because I'm not good enough, maybe someone else is not, or they're thinking the same thing. So, or even the deserving and worthy. So the compassion is for me is the overall spectrum, is that we are all on this journey. We all have a reality, a realness, a perspective that we see throughout our eyes. And for me to be able to say their eyes are just as important and loving as mine, and how similar that we all are in the first place, compassion becomes organic. Because why? It becomes empathetic. Because now I am not only just feeling me, I am feeling the trees, I am feeling the birds, I am feeling the air, I am feeling nature, I am feeling my brother and my sister. And when I feel my brother and my sister, and when I love on him and her, then I'm also loving on me.
Thank you so much for sharing. You have actually said and mentioned two of most important parts of or point of the compassion meditation or compassion, self-compassion practice. The first thing is being present. So if I'm not present, if I'm not in this moment, how can I hold something? So I need to be totally present. And the second things that Anita, you mentioned, is the common reality that we have. So we start to lose that, let's say, self-compassion and then compassion for others when they feel isolated.
Absolutely.
So the next point that I would like just to put there, and then maybe we can have a practice, is about when we sit with self-compassion, we can also observe our needs. The needs that sometimes we think it's being selfish. There are the needs that are real, and it's not about selfish. Sometimes you have that need that you get some rest. So it's not something selfish. So hold it. I just want to invite you to hold that. Ah, no, just see the people that are there. Oh, that's amazing. Donika, thank you. And Josephine. Oh, that's amazing. Now I just realized that we can see people there. That's so nice to be connected to you. So I just want to put that point as well, that when we start to hold it with compassion, we have that awareness as well to distinguish what is selfish and what is not. And even if we have sometimes selfish desire, wish, we see it as a human being. We don't see it as something bad or sin, and we do not regret or we do not punish ourselves. We observe it and then eventually let it go, or maybe we decide to do something else with that. Um, I don't know if that we have a still time. I think we have 30 minutes time. I just want to add another story as well. I like the stories. Virginia, you are there. Can I say a story and then we start? 10 minutes meditation. Okay, fantastic. I had a good friend and she called Sarah many years ago, and she had two nice baby, and suddenly she got sick. She got sick with cancer, and she realized that she doesn't have that much time. She was very advanced in that practicing of self-compassion. So after sitting with herself, she realized that she needs help, and she cannot do in that time being alone, going through treatment and everything alone. So in that practice of self-compassion, she realized she needs other people. So she called other people at home and she asked them for help. And we going there, we were so happy to help. So she kind of, let's say, gave purpose to other people as well. I just want to bring it to the point that sitting sometimes with ourselves and realize we need other people and ask them for help. It's a great help and support to them as well, because we give purpose to their life sometimes, and they will be able to help us. So they will be happy. And what is important in this very short story that she did, she basically built a community, create a community that we came together, we interact, and we will be able to, serve another human being. So if you sit with yourself with compassion and you see you need the help of other people, we always need, and I realized even more in the past months how it is important to have people to talk to and be there and know that they are there for you, can be really changing your life, and it can change the life as well. So if you sit with your compassion and if you realize you need help, just feel free to ask it. Do not think it bothers other people. Let them to decide for that. Do not assume, because it can be life changing for you and for the other people, and it is something that can help us to come out of the isolation, especially now. During COVID, after COVID, whatever we are in now, it can be a practice that can help us to come together. Ask it, go for it. Do not assume, please, and let the other person decide for that. I don't know, Namrita or Anita, my dear sisters, would you like to add something before we go for a short meditation about compassion, about asking for help, or whatever you wish?
One thing, I have learned throughout my journey is that asking for is truly a compassionate act. I had to learn that to ask for something has nothing to do with pride. I had to learn that receiving from someone has nothing to do with pride. Often we think, and I just had a conversation with the sister where I asked her, why do you think that's begging? We had to speak on that. Good afternoon, beautiful Aisha, beautiful Oneness and Wisdom sister. And she had to stop and pause because even she had to think, why do I think this is begging? Why do you believe that asking someone for help is begging? And we came to the conclusion that for her, it was more of a self-assessment, that it was, more of a lineup of how we actually think. Because even for me, I also learned that for me to ask, it was a prideful thing. But why was it prideful? Because in my mind, I thought perhaps I wasn't deserving to ask that from someone. So once we learned that, hey, once we learned, like you said, selfish, it's fishing for self. Fishing goodness and fullness for self can be termed, if you want to say, selfish. So once we learn that, yes, I am worthy, deserving, and enough, then I want to share all of that with other people. You know what I mean? I want everybody to feel it. And then I'm honored to be able to go to someone and say, hey, sis, hey, brother, can you help me? And the same as when they do for me. So that's for me, compassion. Compassion is, passion, having the desire, the will, the wantingness to come together and unify. Yeah.
Thank you, Anita. Namrata, would you like to add something?
Yes. What I have seen in my life and what I have been practicing is seeking help from people empowers me to understand that, yes, the other person is also important. The other person also have their diverse, talents and their diverse intellects. Mm-hmm. So that when we do meditation, I am hollow. So that detachment from the ego, the detachment from pride, what I just heard from Anita, that again, you start getting dragged from that ego and from that pride, and you start realizing the importance of other people as well. And when we are vocal about asking for all these things, it's a very, very simple process. It makes me all the more humble, all the more empowered, creating that space of togetherness and oneness with all the other people in my orbit. So that's what I have simply done, and I have practiced. And in a very simple words, I have learned a lot. I have, in terms of professional, in terms of knowledge, in terms of everything. And I'll just make a mention of one more thing, since I do not know how much time, but I have always created two buckets, temporary bucket and permanent bucket. And when we just take a pause in life, and when we try to understand that what all are the temporary things and what is one permanent thing, then everything becomes very, very simple. So all the desires, the ego, the body, the everything becomes temporary. You just draw a line and just temporary one wherein permanent. And the one permanent thing is that pure connection with the divine purpose, with the divine cosmos, and with the divine universe. And that has really made my life beautiful, and extremely grateful for that. So that's going to be my take.
Yeah, beautiful. That's a beautiful exercise, I think, that can give us really a point to start for our decisions as well, for the practical decision that we have. And I think that's a good practice also to do not get angry of the things that happen. That's amazing. And I really like and I agree with you, Anita, that sometimes there are beliefs, right? That's what we have in the head. Why I should not ask for help. So it can be there, and we can even hold that with compassion, with self-compassion. Yeah, I cannot ask for help. Okay, hold it with self-compassion. Maybe you arrive to the answer of why. Do not punish yourself because in this moment you cannot ask for help. Just hold it and sit with that, and eventually the answer will come. Maybe happened something, or maybe it was because of the childhood that everyone told you can do it yourself, you don't need help. Whatever it is, it will come eventually. And then we start asking more for help, and then we can connect more to each other eventually. I see Donika as well. If I can read, asking for is a compassionate blessing because you open up yourself to others and the universe, honestly, to receive the help. Yeah, that's really true. That's very, very true. Thank you, Donika, for writing that. I see that we have like 3 minutes. I want just to invite you, if you are fine with that, just to do a small, compassionate, self-compassion practice of meditation. I believe that we can, if we start doing it and we like it and we practice it, we can do it at all moments. When we are walking, when we are sitting, when we are in a meeting. So maybe in this time we would like to start to having it at the sitting position. So if you are watching the video, if you are there with us, or if you are watching after the live this video and you like to practice with us, you can just sit in a comfortable position on a chair or on a floor, wherever that it resonates to you in this moment. You can just make yourself comfortable and observe your breath. Our breath helps us to be at the present moment. It's a vehicle, it's a kind friend, our breath. It's always there with us. We are not controlling or we are not pushing our breath. It's really a effortless practice. We just observe it. And if you choose, you can bring your hand to your heart and connect more to your heart just to feel it. I like to call our heart the center of compassion. And observe your body. See if there is any tension somewhere. Or maybe simply observe what thoughts or emotion you're holding today in this moment. For the today practice, if you like, you can imagine a pink ball. A big, big pink ball that surrounded you. You're sitting in this big pink ball. And this pink ball is holding you. Is holding you, and it is full of self-compassion. Or you can choose that you're being held by your best friend or your mother, or even if you can imagine by universe. Whatever that gives you the sense of compassion. Whatever that gives you the feeling of being held with kindness. And let's observe and be in the present moment. With no judgment. Be there fully for yourself. As you are. Knowing that we are all perfectly imperfect. Accepting how you are. And acknowledge your beauty. And your uniqueness. If there is a voice anywhere or thought that complains about something, or critical voice, just imagine what your best friend would tell you. A friend who really loves you. And hold even that feeling with compassion. We observe our breath that connects us to the present moment. And we keep ourselves with all thoughts, emotion, and all imperfections and beauty. Whenever you're ready, if you had your eyes closed, you can slowly open your eyes. That's a practice that you can do it at each moment of day and wherever you are. Hi, Virginia.
Hi. I was very, I have to say that because of connectivity issues, I was compassionate with myself. I was trying to figure out how to do it, but I said, you know what? I'm going to be backstage, and it was beautiful. So I want to thank you all because it was just, I enjoyed it so much from this side. So I want to thank you, and just wanted to say self compassion. So many times we find compassion with others and we forget to be compassionate with ourselves. And so I just learned that today. That I was like, what am I going to do? And then I said, you know what? Just let it happen. And here we are. It was beautiful. Thank you so much.
Fantastic example, Virginia. Fantastic practical example. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. So I just wanted to say that if you're stressed at this moment, if you feel overwhelmed, please find our coach and our teacher, Anissa. You can find her at treeoflifeguru.com. And she has an incredible site. So please join and look at, because I know how we feel many, many times. And we have so many people that have joined from Puerto Rico. I mean, from Latin America. So I am so happy. This is actually reaching out to many, many people. So thank you all, lovely sisters.
Thank you everyone for being there. Anita, Namrita, thank you so much for sharing your experience. Thank you. Thank you, Virginia, for holding this space. Thank you.
Yeah. And hey, Josephine, and hey, Reverend Melvina. Those were sisters from Oneness and Wisdom. Had to give them a shout out.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Love everybody.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye, Anita.
Thanks. It was great.
See you soon.